Breaking news: How Chinese are funding terrorist groups to gain access to mineral reserves in Nigeria. Welcome to today's news, and thank you for tuning in to the news. But you can as well subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the bell for more updates. To the news details, please carefully listen to the end. Chinese mining bosses are funding Nigerian militant groups in order to secure access to the country's mineral reserves, raising the prospect that Beijing could be indirectly funding terror in Africa's largest economy. Chinese companies working in parts of Nigeria where attacks are frequent have been striking security deals with insurgents. Attacks on Chinese citizens, of whom they are said to be between 100,000 and 200,000 in Nigeria, have become regular occurrences in recent years amid the country's many conflicts. Between 2019 and last year, 51 Chinese people are known to have been kidnapped and 3 killed. It is likely that many more incidents go unreported. The Chinese embassy in Abuja has now urged its citizens to strengthen civil defense, physical defense, and technical defense measures. Chinese is Nigeria's #1 trading partner and has more than 1,000 companies registered in the country. After a decade in which it has poured vast sums into infrastructure projects to overtake the US as Africa's largest investor. Research shared with the Times from SBM Intelligence, a Lagos-based analytical group, has revealed videos on social media and WhatsApp of militant leaders boasting that they are so powerful that Chinese workers wishing to operate in their areas must pay them rent. They have taken over swaths of northwest Nigeria, turning the region into the country's bloodiest conflict zone. Insurgents discussed the payments on social media. Sources on the ground in the states of Zamfara and Katsina have confirmed that, in the words of Ikemesit Efyong, SBM's head of research, these guys are perfectly willing to pay off whoever needs to be paid off and have no qualms about it, and are allowed to carry out operations. In one pocket of Zamfara, researchers found interaction with militants runs so deep that some serve as runners for Chinese miners who have spread throughout Nigeria, controlling digs for gold. The country has some of the largest gold reserves in the world. Often operating informally in small groups as contractors registered to clearing house companies. They speak local languages and stay for years, at a time living in remote areas that Western companies consider off limits. Chinese engineers and staff on hydroelectric dams have described the hell on earth of being kidnapped amid local perceptions that they carry wads of cash. Miners attempt to blend into their host communities, but are nonetheless targeted. Notably in the case of 7 Chinese men who spent more than 5 months in captivity last year after a militant group in June stormed their mining sites at Shiruru in Niger State, leaving 48 people dead. Chinese mining contractors, who local communities have accused of abuses and paying pitiful wages, often smuggle minerals out of the country illegally and are sometimes arrested. In 2020, 27 miners, including 17 said to be Chinese, were arrested in Osun State. Last October, a Chinese citizen, Gang Deng, 29, was jailed for 7 years after being found with 25 tons of a mineral thought to be lepidolite containing lithium, which is used in batteries. SBM also found Chinese workers involved in the Boko Haram conflict in Nigeria's northeast, with a case of a Chinese smuggler being paid to help a jihadist group move more metal ore out of the country. Alicia Kearns, who chairs the Commons Foreign Affairs Select Committee and the China Research Groups of MPS, said reports of Chinese companies funding militant groups were deeply concerning. She called on the British government to assist Nigeria in strengthening regulatory oversight and governance of Chinese companies in the sector. Separately, large Chinese state-backed companies have turned to Eric Prince, founder of the private security company Blackwater, for help. Prince, a one-time close advisor to Donald Trump, became a controversial figure after 4 Blackwater security contractors were found guilty of killing innocent civilians in Iraq during a shooting rampage in 2007. Chinese in Nigeria are actually now working together with terrorists just because of the minerals resources that is in Nigeria. They collided with the Boko Haram to actually help them to take off the mineral resources from Nigeria to their country. They're actually stealing Nigeria resources, believing that Nigeria has a lot of resources. And before that, the insurgent that has been happening was that the Chinese are being kidnapped. And after being kidnapped, they are going to pay ransom. But the Chinese had to use their senses to actually work with them. So they pay them off, bribe the Nigerian militants so they can be able to gain access to mineral reserves in Nigeria. We have come to the end of the news. What's your take? Kindly share your comments in the comment section. Thank you.